What's up, playa? It is I, Sebar Wise, back up in this biatch. Okay, in today's video, I'm going to be going over why the Attitude Era is superior. Okay, first point that I want to discuss is that there was an importance placed on championships. Because there was less championships than there is today, okay, there was fewer opportunities presented to become champion. And every time, let me take this, every time, hold up, hold on, every time you had the opportunity to challenge for the championship, right, it was treated as this big deal, because it was. Every single, like I said, every single championship, well, no, I didn't say that, fuck it, but I'm saying it now. Every single championship was important, even like the hardcore championship, which was like the equivalent of what the 24/7 championship was, right, before it got like decommissioned, I suppose, discontinued, whatever, before it was canceled, bitch. You know, even something as seemingly unimportant as the hardcore championship, there was importance placed on it. Like, yeah, they were just important, all right. You know, not as important as the WWF championship, but it was still important. But speaking of championships, let's get to the second point now, which is that there was shorter championship reigns. People were not typically championship for longer than like a month, it seemed, during the year 1999. Which, if you're wondering why I keep on referencing the year 1999, it's because, you know, it's really the only year that I watched that took place during the Attitude Era.
Whoa, hey, easy.
What did you do?
But yes,
Well, now we can talk in private.
they were just shorter championship reigns, man.
Gives us a little time.
Which, one, kept things from getting stale, and, you know, it kept things interesting because you never knew when the championship was going to switch hands. Nowadays, you know, you have your championships, right, your seemingly endless amount of championships, you're like 14 champions, but like they're champions for seemingly ever. You know, they hardly ever drop the championships, which is just retarded in my opinion. These things should be changing hands often, and they just aren't, which is like one of the reasons why I think the WWE really suffers in terms of you know, interest, in my opinion.
Do you know why they didn't tell you everything?
So yeah, I mean, speaking of championships, once again, motherfucks, the WWF Championship was defended on Raw and SmackDown a lot more often. Like at least once a month, the thing was defended on TV, which is, you know, insane to me, because back then, you know, they did have an incentive to defend this championship, or like put on TV, because, you know, they're going up against WCW. I was talking about the WWF right now. They were going up against WCW for a long time. WCW was kicking their ass, right? It was kicking their ass in the ratings, so they had to step it up. So how do they step it up? By making their show more interesting. You feel me? That way they can, you know, get their viewers back or what have you. But yeah, man, I mean, very rarely nowadays the championships, or like the main championship, the WWE championship, is defended on Raw or SmackDown. Are we going to see, what's his face, John Cena, defend the WWE championship on Raw or SmackDown? No chance, motherfucks. That is not happening. The days of these things going on are long gone. These things are not going to happen anymore, which is a damn shame, and really should be happening a lot more often, because, you know, like I said, it's going to garner interest. You know, even if the championship doesn't change hands, you know, that's fine, in my opinion. It's fine. It don't have to change champion, or no, it doesn't have to change hands on TV, but I do I do want to see these things happen on TV, where they're at least showing up on TV, where the champions are showing up on TV, where they're wrestling on TV, where they are defending the championship on TV. But speaking about matches, let's get to the next point here. My next point that I want to discuss is like the matches during the Attitude Era were very short.
Got a feeling we'll be seeing each other.
They were shorter than they are now. Nowadays, matches go on for like 20 minutes at a time, which like matches like just as an example, like Lyra Valkyria versus like Io Sky or something, right? These things go on and forever, and they just don't end, and it pisses me off because like, what is the point? Like these two wrestlers are going minutes at a time. Like they're going fucking 20 minutes at a time, 15 minutes at a time, sometimes even 30 minutes. Where am I? I'm lost. You know, they just go on seemingly forever. The matches don't end, and what does this tell me? It tells me, like, at least in kayfabe, the wrestlers are like seemingly invincible, and they just can take all this abuse, right? And it tells me like the both of them have no idea what to do in the match to incapacitate their opponent, you know, to get one over the opponent. Like, for example, if okay, let's create a scenario here. When it eventually happens, John Cena versus R-Truth, assuming it's for the WWE Championship, like obviously R-Truth has no point, no, or excuse me, has no chance of, oh shit, what? Bro, that's cap. My fucking controller disconnected. There you go. Yeah, which R-Truth has no chance of winning the championship, but regardless, we are going to see it on TV, I think, Saturday night's main event or some shit like that. But you know, this match I already know, dude, like it's gonna go on for 20 minutes, which in kayfabe, what does that tell me about John Cena? That John Cena, one, either doesn't have the balls to incapacitate R-Truth to a point where like he beats him essentially. Like, there's no way this match is going to be under 5 minutes. There's just, oh shit. There's just no way it is. What the fuck? Which it really should be, because it's R-Truth. How is R-Truth portrayed on TV? He's portrayed like a dumbass, like a retard. And you're telling me like this guy is going to put up a fight against John Cena, the you know, who they keep on telling us, who Michael Cole tells us is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time, John Cena can't beat a retard's ass? Are you fucking kidding me? That shit pisses me off so much. And you know that shit's about to happen. And if you say, oh no, it's not gonna happen, like you're just as retarded as R-Truth is portrayed on TV, like, that's facts. So yeah, man. I mean, really the point of these shorter matches was like to get in and out. Holy shit, dude, my frames just dropped like crazy. Was to get in and out and, you know, get from point A to point B as quick as possible, because they're like, the importance of matches back then was like non-existent. Matches, or excuse me, how am I trying to phrase this? Matches were important, but like they weren't so important like every single match needed to be over 10 minutes, you feel me? They were there to, oh, I'm supposed to go this way. They were there to progress the narrative. You know, you didn't need to spend, like, for example, Mankind versus fucking Val Venus didn't need to be longer than 10 minutes, because, you know, they need to get to the next point in the story. So yeah, yeah, that's how I feel about that. The WWE nowadays does need to go in the direction of shorter matches. Speaking of, well, no, not speaking, whatever, that's a lame ass segue. The next point, motherfucks, the last point of today's video is like the the roster back in the year 1999, this is specifically the year 1999, the number of people on the roster was 122 people, okay? Today, in the year 2025, the big 2025, as people say, which I think is retarded, but anyways. Today, there's a total of 223, or excuse me, 233 people on today's roster, which just blows my mind. There's nearly double the amount of people on the roster. Now, I want to clarify, like, these numbers are the total of people who were, like, featured on TV, but not each of these, like, for example, in the year 1999, 122 people, not each and every single one of these 122 people featured on TV, but nonetheless, there was you know, that many people on the roster, but not all of them featured on TV. Same thing goes for today. There's like 233 people on the roster, but not each of these 233 people are featured on TV. But the point is, like, back then there was a smaller roster, which what can you do with a smaller roster? This is not inherently a bad thing, and I'll explain to you why. With a smaller roster, you have a more personal atmosphere, it feels like.
Yes, of course.
Like, you're forced to create, what the hell? You're forced to essentially have more personal stories, more interesting stories. Whereas today, like, it feels like everything is just filler to get to the next thing, which is just I hate it, dude. It's like they can't finish anything. Like, they can't just go from Act 1 to Act 2 to Act 3. Today it just feels like it goes from Act 1, Act 1A, Act 1B, Act 1C, and then they, you know, at some point they move on to Act 2, which just pisses me off. And like one of these things that contribute to this is this large roster, which you have, like, for example, if you have a story of Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, you know, CM Punk is probably gonna go up against like Pete Dunne on Monday Night Raw, you know, just to get a win over. You know, ultimately this doesn't progress the story between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. It doesn't really progress the story that much. But, you know, it's just a way to get one of the guys wrestling on TV, which is like just taking up it's just taking up TV time. And that's all it's really doing, is just taking up TV time and not really, again, like, being used in any meaningful way. So yeah, man, I mean, if you haven't caught on to the main message that I am trying to convey to you, not in the best way, I will concede, motherfucks, I have not done the best job of conveying this message. But if you have not caught on yet, the message of today's video is like, less is more. Genuinely, less is more. Think about it. There was less championships back then. There's less people signed to the company. The matches were shorter. Like, come on. Nowadays, you would just have more of everything. More people on the roster, more championships, longer TV, right? 3 hours, I'm pretty sure. Is Raw and SmackDown still 3 hours? I know Raw is because it's on Netflix and I have access to Netflix. I don't have access to the USA Network or whatever the fuck SmackDown is on now. But yeah, man, you just have more wrestling content today, but just because there's more doesn't mean that it's more entertaining per se. And that's the thing that's like paramount in professional wrestling, is that you know, entertainment comes first. You know, the matches aren't even second. It's like one of the last things, really. But yeah, man, that's all I really wanted to talk about in today's video. If you have anything to say, let me know. Let me know in the comments, man. And yeah, man, like, subscribe. I'm out this bitch.